Alright, hold your horses. I just gotta grab these rations over here. I mean, even if I hadn't wasted them all against Metal Gear, we'd still lose them after Liquid stripped us. That's not a sentence I want to say ever again, so you should pick them up because they'll be very helpful.
I'll drive. Damn, a surveillance camera.
Don't feel too bad about that. I bet it's like that one camera at the tower. No matter what, it would have found us even if I did have a chaff grenade on me. Excuse me, rude. Punch me, said the guy who punched you to death. Okay, Meryl, I know you're out in the open, but I'm just going to take cover behind your car. Don't worry, they're going to aim for me, not you. Right, so just aim for the barrels right here, because these guys infinitely respawn, so you'll be wasting your time, though you might want to shoot at the guy behind you because he's way out of the way, and he will also put lots of bullets in you. So it's time for our final escape. This is a pretty neat sequence, though machine gun's not the best thing ever. I'd suggest going into first person because, of course, we'll be stopped a couple of times along the way, and I think first person helps aiming a little bit, at least. Don't be so pessimistic. See, we're already done. You didn't even get to say your other thing. And if you'll excuse me, I'm just going to do a victory spin while you drive. I hope you don't mind with this machine gun right next to your ears. This won't do any damage to your eardrums, I'm sure of it. Now, of course, there is a bit of a problem with aiming in first person, and that's pretty much the same problem with the fights with Sniper Wolf, in that if you get shot, it screws your aim up, though not nearly as bad as when you're using a sniper rifle, so yeah, the segment isn't really too difficult, though. In case you do have difficulty, there are 2 rations for you to pick up, so you should definitely make it if you pick both of them up. It's not the most difficult, though I usually lose a lot of health anyway.
Not yet, Snake! It's not over yet! Liquid!
So we got a multi-segment fight against Liquid. I think this one's time-based, not how many times you hit him, but I could be wrong. No matter what, though, you do want to keep shooting him because you want to prevent him from aiming, because he won't miss. As long as you can just prevent him from shooting completely, which I guess sometimes you can't do because his bullets just phase through him. Yeah, oh, and of course he stuns you by doing that, giving him more of a chance to open fire on you. This can actually be kind of dangerous, especially later on, because he gets pretty accurate, but again, sometimes bullets just like passing through him. See, Snake? See how inferior I am? Look at that, your bullets just passed through my skull! That's how inferior my skull is! Bullets just don't even want to bother with it, it just goes right past! So yeah, I believe there are 4 segments to this fight, and this is the 3rd one. And here we have a fairly easy segment because he can't ram into us, though the pillars do get in the way, so it's kind of annoying. Okay, there might actually be a 5th segment, I think. It will be yet another segment where we're out in the open. Ah, see? I swear I was firing on him, but no, apparently I missed. And wow, he's getting a lot of shots off on me. I am probably going to end up using a ration. Yep. Ugh. Oh, of course. That's a terrible game from what I hear. Oh, god damn it!
Meryl, are you okay?
Yeah, just a little shook up.
Meryl, can you move?
It's no good. I can't move.
What happened to Liquid?
I can't see him either.
Liquid's dead. If he's dead, that means...
Don't say it, Snake.
What happened to the air raid? No stealth bombers in sight.
Snake, can you hear me?
Colonel.
Are you okay?
Colonel, what happened?
The Secretary of Defense has been arrested. Early retirement.
Arrested?
I was able to get into contact with the President. Metal Gear, the training exercise, all of it. It was all the Secretary of Defense acting alone.
Acting alone? What happened to the air raid and the nuclear strike?
The orders were rescinded. The F-117s and the B-2 Spirits have returned to the base. Once again, I have complete authority over this operation.
I see.
Washington isn't stupid enough to use nukes to cover up a few secrets.
I wonder about that.
In any case, the danger's over. Thanks, Snake.
Colonel, you can rest easy. Meryl's fine.
Really? Thanks. Thank you, Snake. Snake, I'm sorry. I kept a lot of things from you.
It's okay, Colonel.
Snake, I'm not a colonel.
Oh, that's right.
I've got a present for you. There's a snowmobile close to you. Mei Ling saw it on the satellite photos. This time of year, the glaciers are pretty calm. You should be able to ride right out of there. I'll bet the boys at the DIA and the NSA never expected you to come home alive.
Me neither. I better not show my face around here.
No danger of that. You two officially died after your Jeep sank into the ocean.
That's not too far from the truth.
Also, there's a helicopter waiting for you on Fox Island.
Dr. Hal Emmerich should be somewhere on the base. I want someone to bring him in.
I understand. Leave it to me.
Okay, Roy. Are you gonna be okay?
Don't worry. I've got an insurance policy. A hard copy of all Mei Ling's data. As long as I've got that, you, me, and Mei Ling will be fine.
The battery on these nanomachines will run out soon. They won't be able to follow us.
I guess we won't meet again.
Don't worry. I'll pay you a visit sometime.
Really? I look forward to that.
Roy, just tell me one thing.
What?
About Fox Die.
Meryl will be fine. She wasn't included in its programming.
What about me? It killed Liquid.
Naomi said that she wants to talk to you face to face about that.
How is she?
Don't worry. Mei Ling is with her right now. I'm switching over to Naomi.
Snake, it's me.
Naomi.
I heard about my brother.
I'm sorry. But he had one last message he wanted to say to you. He told me to tell you to forget about him and to go on with your own life.
Frankie said that?
Yeah. He also said he'll always love you. Naomi, your brother just saved you, me, and the whole world. He fought with every ounce of strength in his body.
Maybe. Maybe now he's finally found some peace. He wasn't really my brother anymore. Ever since he fought with you in Zanzibar, he's been like a ghost. A ghost looking for a place to die.
Naomi, Liquid died from Fox Die too. What about me? When am I gonna go?
That's up to you.
What do you mean?
Everybody dies when their time is up.
Yeah, so when's mine up?
It's up to you how you use the time left to you. Live, Snake. That's all I can say to you.
Each person is born with their fate written into their own genetic code. It's unchangeable, immutable. But that's not all there is to life. I finally realized that. I told you before the reason that I was interested in genes and DNA. Because I wanted to know who I was, where I came from. I thought that if I analyzed my DNA, I could find out who I was, who my parents were. And I thought that if I knew that, then I'd know what path I should take in life. But I was wrong. I didn't find anything. I didn't learn anything. Just like with the Genome Soldiers, you can input all the genetic information, but that doesn't make them into the strongest soldiers. The most we can say about DNA is that it governs a person's potential strengths, potential destiny. You mustn't allow yourself to be chained to fate, to be ruled by your genes. Humans can choose the type of life they want to live. Snake, whether or not you're in the Fox-Die program isn't important. The important thing is that you choose life. And then live. Don't you think, Snake? Don't worry. I'm going to choose life too. Until today, I've always looked for a reason to live. But from here on, I'm going to just live. Genes exist to pass down our hopes and dreams for the future through our children. Living is a link to the future. That's how all life works. Loving each other, teaching each other. That's how we can change the world. I finally realized it. The true meaning of life. Thank you, Snake.
Look, I found this.
Let's keep it as a reminder.
Of what? A reminder of a successful mission? Or the first time we met?
A reminder of how to live.
Huh?
Until today, I've lived only for myself. Survival has been the only thing I cared about in my life.
That's not just you. That's how everyone is.
I only felt truly alive when I was staring death in the face. I don't know. Maybe it's written into my genes.
What about now? What do your genes say about your future now?
Maybe it's time I live for someone else.
Someone else?
Yeah. Someone like you. Maybe that's the real way to live.
So, where to, Snake?
David. My name's David.
Okay. So where to, Dave?
I think it's time we look for a new path in life.
A new path?
A new purpose.
Will we find it?
We'll find it. I know we'll find it.
What are those?
Caribou. To the Aleutians, the caribou is a symbol of life. It'll be spring here soon.
For us too?
Yeah. Spring brings new life to everything. It's a time for hope. I've lived here a long time, but Alaska has never looked more beautiful. The sky, the sea, the caribou, and most of all, you.
I think I'm gonna like this new life.
Come on. Let's enjoy life.
And that's the ending of Metal Gear Solid. We'll just leave it off without any sort of adjective. So Metal Gear Solid is a pretty good game overall. It's a bit clunky, but honestly it's not really that bad. It's just a bit weird control-wise. There's a few weird design decisions, such as the whole card key thing where you need to have it equipped in order to actually use it. Stuff like that is annoying, but other than that, it's really not that bad of a game, especially for PS1 standards. And it is probably one of the more fun Metal Gear Solid games from what little I have played of the series, and well, this is probably the sanest Metal Gear Solid game. I'm just gonna throw that out there, so if you thought this game was a bit strange and, kind of dumb at times, well, thank goodness you're not playing Metal Gear Solid 2, because that game gets weird at the end, and also they ran out of budget, so also if you thought that there were too many codec calls where we just discussed stuff, it's actually worse than that game because they could only afford to have animation on a codec screen or something like that, and there was a lot of exposition. Overall, though, this is pretty fun, and you can make fun of the whole cutscenes thing. Oh man, there are a lot of cutscenes, but I don't really find it that bad. It's part of the game in this case. You know, and it's fun to tease Metal Gear Solid game because it's just silly. It's a really silly game about dumb stuff. Like a dumb guy just fights a bunch of dumb people who have dumb motivations. I mean, it's ridiculous, yeah, but honestly, Kojima writing silly stuff is a lot better than when he tries to do serious stuff, because when he tries to do serious stuff, phantom pain. I also have to say that the variety of weapons is actually kinda useful. There are a bunch of different kinds of weapons, and a few of them are actually pretty useful. The normal guns aren't really that good, other than the few necessary combat encounters in the game, you know, just like SOCOM, Bombas. There's not the biggest difference in between those. No matter which one of those you choose, doesn't matter, you just shoot some guys with it. Or you could punch them or choke them to death, that's also a reliable method. But the other tools for the game, such as, say, the Stinger, the Nikita, let's say something like the gas mask, they all have their uses. You use them quite a few times through the game. I mean, gas mask you don't use all the time, but it does have a use just right at the end of the game, when you have to escape Metal Gear. And as I said earlier, the mechanics are a bit weird, because it is a PS1 game, so sometimes enemies don't notice noises, or bullets flying past them. You know, stuff you'd think they'd notice. But I suppose this game did have its limitations, though I guess Metal Gear Solid AI never gets to be the best. I mean, you can sort of lead them around boxes like you can in this game and later games, I think. Though then again, I don't think there's as much of a chance to do that. Metal Gear Solid really isn't that big a stealth game necessarily, because there are a lot of action scenes as well, so it's not your standard stealth game, because honestly, especially near the end of the game, guards don't really matter that much. Heck, there aren't even that many guards near the end of the game. Once you get onto the second disc, there are just a few in the first room. You forget about them, do some action scenes, some boss fights, and then there's one next to Metal Gear. I wouldn't exactly call it a stealth game exactly, but then again, I guess it does move faster than your average stealth game, though. Later games do actually pull off the stealth aspects better, though, and the action segments. I mean, just everything's overall better, but in the end, I still think Metal Gear Solid is an overall good game, and it's one I really like replaying. And it's one of the few I have actually played in fairness, but still, that doesn't change the fact that I do like it a lot. It's got some good boss battles, even for a PS1 game. Seriously, Psycho Mantis is pretty rad, as are the other more normal bosses. The only ones I can't really say I like are like the Hind and not really much else. But that's enough of my jumbled mess of thoughts on this game. I've been Fefter Masamune, this has been Metal Gear Solid. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time for whatever I do next.
You mustn't allow yourself to be chained to fate, to be ruled by your genes. Humans can choose the type of life they want to live. The important thing is that you choose life, and then live.
Yes, sir. The entire unit was wiped out. Those two are still alive. The Vector? Yes, sir. Fox Die should become activated soon. Right on schedule. Yes, sir. I recovered all of Rex's dummy warhead data. No, sir. My cover is intact. Nobody knows who I really am. Yes, the DARPA chief knew my identity, but he's been disposed of. Yes, the inferior one was the winner after all. That's right. Until the very end, Liquid thought he was the inferior one. Yes, sir, I agree completely. It takes a well-balanced individual such as yourself to rule the world. No, sir. No one knows that you were the third one, Solidus. What should I do about the woman? Yes, sir. I'll keep her under surveillance. Yes. Thank you. Goodbye, Mr. President.
And at the end, he gets scored on how well he did. Here's all my results. Didn't continue ever. I swear I wasn't found at all in this game. Maybe it counts retakes or something, or maybe it's like the scripted sections where you get caught. I don't know. No matter what, I'm a leopard, and also I got that bandana, which, as I said in the ending, gives you unlimited ammo. You also get to keep the camera if you got it, so you can take that to a new game plus. And that's about all there is to Metal Gear Solid. So now I'm actually going to go.